Hey, welcome back. I guess I'm feeling a little bit better than yesterday. It's Saturday afternoon now. It's 2 o'clock. So he can't complain if I'm loud, right? I don't know if I'll ever get up to the volume that I was at before. But I was watching the video I recorded yesterday. And it seemed okay. I was whispering, but I just turned the volume all the way up and you could kind of... Ooh. My headphones weren't working. That was frustrating. So now I can't hear anything that's happening, but maybe I can get them to work tomorrow. So yeah, if you didn't watch yesterday, what happened was I was really self-conscious about being loud because of what happened last week. And if you didn't watch last week, well, it's the same thing. Just hard. It's hard. I still feel it now. Just like this. I don't know. It's like I don't want to talk, which is not good for this show. I guess it is kind of good because the whole point is like you never want to talk. So maybe I was getting a little bit too comfortable doing this, and it's good that I'm not uncomfortable anymore because that means I'm growing, or that I have an opportunity to grow, but I haven't grown yet. I don't think there's too many cutscenes today. I would like to listen to them. Was there anything from yesterday I wanted to talk about, like the cutscenes? It's hard to talk. I can't stop talking, otherwise it gets quiet. And but I can't talk louder than this. It's weird to edit the sound. Sometimes I'll talk a little bit louder and then quieter, and I don't know how loud to make it. I'm talking really quiet. If you were in this room, I bet you could barely hear me. Just think about it like that. Like when you're talking to somebody and you're in the same room as them and they always ask you, "Go, can you say that again? Can you speak up?" There's an entire floor and ceiling separating you from somebody else. So he can't hear you. I'm insane. Like, imagine I was trying to have a conversation with the guy downstairs. He'd be like, "Could you say that again? I can't hear you." I haven't talked all day and my throat's like, I don't know, when you don't talk, your like nasal passages get blocked up. Ugh. This is bad. I said it yesterday. It's like, good thing nobody's watching. I'll get there one day. I guess it takes longer than 2 years to get good at this. Been doing it for almost 2 years. A year and a half. Right? I started when it was my birthday last year. And this week is my half birthday. Blah, my nose. I'm sorry. I have to talk about stuff today because I didn't really talk about anything yesterday. Okay, the cutscenes. So we're gonna spend a lot of time with Abby, like 5 hours, or like another 5 hours probably. And okay, I think I'll get better eventually. I just have to get used to talking. was trying to make myself feel better because the people next door were talking today. I'm like, okay, he's talking louder than my normal speaking voice isn't really that loud, so he's talking louder than that, and I can hear like grumbles. So that's all he could ever hear downstairs, right? I just went in a circle. I'm not paying attention. This is bad. It's hard when you can't hear. No. Why would hearing help you navigate? So yeah, playing this again, it's obvious that Abby's big. Her story revolves a lot around Owen. So it is really interesting that you know that he's dead. Oh, this is interesting. You need a shiv, but when you play as Ellie, you don't. Okay, so let's make it. I don't think I like that. Because once you start thinking about it, it doesn't really make sense. It's like, well then, why doesn't Abby just get a knife? Is it really that hard to find a knife? Or shouldn't they just be everywhere? You don't think about it too much in the first game because it's just like, okay, you're Joel and you have a shiv, and but now I'm thinking about it like, okay, if it's gonna be a thing, like now Joel does it and now Abby does it, so it's like everybody's doing it, so it doesn't really make sense. Why don't they just get a knife? How am I doing? I'm trapped in here. What's the point of this? There gotta be something up here. Nope. What's that? I remember playing this game the first time. I didn't really understand what the point of playing as Abby was. So I want to playing it through now. I want to try to understand it better. What are they trying to say? Everything always comes back to Ellie. It has to. This is just it's important to... God, it's so quiet in here. I thought today was going to be better. Sometimes when the cars go by next door or outside, it helps. But then you can hear it, so that must be annoying. So I don't think I can talk about the game. Owen and Abby. Let's just pay attention to what's happening with them. See if we can figure out how that relates back to Ellie. That's it, basically. Man, it's always like, that's just how it goes with me, right? I was feeling so... I was watching some of the Last of Us episodes. What was that, 2 weeks ago? I remember the first Zelda episode I did when I went back to Zelda last week. I was getting frustrated because it was hard to concentrate and play the game. And I was like, oh, I was feeling so confident, and I was actually liking my episodes, and then it's bad. Then I have something bad happen, and it's frustrating. Oop. Yeah, we don't like it. Can I go back? Let's restart. Yeah, I don't know what to do if I can't do it like on Saturday afternoons and I can't do it on Friday night. When am I supposed to do it? I'll try to talk about a note today before I stop. See if I can do it. Talked to this guy yesterday from church, the pastor. From this church I've been going to for the past month, because I can't go to my regular one because they're doing these outdoor services, and I would be usually what I did when I went to that church was I would help record the services. So I would sit behind a camera. I wouldn't just sit by myself because that would be uncomfortable for me. Oop, who's that? Can I have a shoe? But when I go to this new church, I go with my parents so I can do it because I'm not by myself. And it's a really small church, and the pastor noticed me, and he was like, "Oh, why don't we meet?" Because I like to meet everybody who comes to the church. So I can't stop talking or it gets too quiet. I can't clear my throat because that's louder, and then it'll hurt the audio. Why do I care so much? Nobody's watching. I feel comfortable saying that again because nobody really is watching. Nobody watched yesterday. Nobody watched today. I was feeling bad before about saying that because sometimes people would watch and then they would feel bad. Maybe somebody might be watching this, but I have to say that. It makes me feel better. It has nothing to do with you. I'm sorry. I have to think about myself for once. It helps me feel better to say that, so I have to. Sorry if it makes you feel bad, but nobody's watching. It helps me. I have to say it. Who's this guy?
If you want your family safe, maybe don't join a death cult.
Yeah, and well, I mentioned that yesterday. Like, I felt normal, and I was talking to him, and the thing that happens where my eyes get watery didn't happen, really. It did happen once when I talked about like not being good at social stuff, but my eyes were kind of bothering me from like allergies and stuff, so they were just kind of sensitive. I don't think he noticed it though. I don't think it was noticeable. It went well. Oh. So first time I've ever talked to somebody, well, the thing was I was able to be honest with him, and I guess I realized in having that conversation how I haven't really been able to be honest with people. Because I'm afraid to be honest about myself. But people see it. It's obvious. It's weird if you don't talk about it. I don't talk that much. I never talk. I don't have friends. I didn't tell him that, but I basically did, because I'm like, what did I say? I won't. This is interesting because it was like a one-on-one, kind of a private, personal conversation. So I shouldn't say anything that he told me because that was private. But I don't mind saying anything that I said. I mentioned I had a good talk with my dad a little while ago, but that was different because he was still doing most of the talking. But it still was a similar feeling because we were talking about me, and we were being, he could see a lot about me that he had never told me about, but I still wasn't really talking to him. But he was just saying, that honesty was there, even though I wasn't being honest to him. It's hard to explain. But this was different because I was actually being honest to somebody else who's not just my therapist. Here comes a policeman. Oops. Wait, what? Where'd they come from?
Made a mess of this place.
Was honest about. I think because he asked me, can I pray? What should I pray for you about? And I told him, well, obviously my job. I've been looking for a job and been having a really hard time. I don't even know if I want to keep doing accounting. And I haven't even gotten an interview. I don't know what to do. He's like, okay, anything else? What did I say? I said something about not having friends or something, or just not doing social stuff. That was really important. I think in talking to the therapist, it gave me just words to say to people, because I never had the words. I didn't know what to say. But I've just been talking so much, and also here. That's why I want to keep doing this, if I can. Just to have the words. I never had the words because I never talked, so I didn't know what to say ever. So what did I say? Yes, can I pray about something? And I said, okay, I think I'll stop there. I just want to think about this what did I say? Sorry, today was bad. I know, of course. Like any other day was any better. I don't know. Sometimes I think, I would like, if I was watching this, I would like it because I'm hating myself, and that's like relatable. But most people don't hate themselves. So it's not relatable. So they watch something like this and they get frustrated because they're like, why don't you just not hate yourself? Like, I don't not hate myself. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a lot of people are like me, probably, right? Because I'm still watching Seinfeld, and they're always talking about how much they're stupid and they hate themselves. And it's fun. I like it. I told him he could, well, what I said was, I don't know why I phrased it like this, but it came out right. Like, well, I don't usually do stuff like this. Like if it was a year ago or 2 years ago and you had sent me that email that asked me to come here, I probably would have said, oh yeah, I'm busy, I can't do it, I don't want to do it. But I'm kind of forcing myself to do more stuff like this, and I never do stuff like this, so I'm just trying to do more. I never feel comfortable. I think I did say that, like, I never feel comfortable in social situations, so I just, like, need help with that. And he was like, okay, so I'll pray about openness to people. I'm like, that's not really it, but okay. Whatever you say. It is nice for people to pray for you. I guess I've talked about prayer before and what I think about it. It doesn't say really in the Bible. I guess it does a little bit, but like, I mean, obviously you're not supposed to pray. Another ambulance. You're not supposed to pray like just for stuff. Like, can I get this thing? You're just supposed to pray. It's supposed to help you organize your mind and clear your thoughts and be like, what's important and what should I be doing? That's what prayer is for. It's not like God's gonna like give you stuff. And I don't think it doesn't really ever say that in the Bible. But it makes sense for you to have that impulse. Like, I need something, so maybe God will give it to me. How do I talk to God? Well, I pray. Hey, God, can you give me... Maybe I should pray now about talking louder. Dear God, help me talk louder. It's not gonna happen. It's not how it works. But other people praying for you is nice. It's just like... I don't know. It gives you time to connect with somebody and for you all to be on the same page and understand what's important. It's nice. I keep putting off ending the episode because I'm like, this was so bad. Try to make it better. Say something better. I can't talk louder than this. I can't. It's physically painful. Why did you make me this way? What is the point of a person who can't talk? It's oxymoronic. The difference between humans and animals is communication. That's not true. It's tools. Okay. Well, language is... It's not really a difference between humans and animals. Animals communicate with each other. they don't really have language. Some do. Dolphins, I think, can like say words to each other. So what am I talking about? I'm afraid to end the episode because this was terrible. But I have to, because I have to do 6 more. Okay. Please don't watch these. I'm so embarrassed. I'll make the episodes longer so people are afraid to click on it. Like 30 minutes. This is too long. I can't watch this. Did anybody watch today? Nope. I got 2 views on the first Zelda episode. Wow. But no likes. Someone's been liking my videos. Probably Chelsea. Thanks. It does make me feel nice to see that. I got 1 like on What's in a Screen Name. I did like that name of an episode. And Going Ham on Some Federalism. I like that episode title. I thought that was clever. The Wolf Among Us. That was a good one. Should I just say all the episode titles I like? Save the Zebra. I like that one. Save the Zebra. I tried to make it like... There's a book called Save the Cat, which is like a famous screenwriter book. And it's about... Well, one of the main points of the book is like you can make a protagonist likable by having them save a cat from a tree. And then in that episode, I talk about like introducing Abby's father's character and being like, "Oh, you can't make him too likable. You don't want him to save a cat out of a tree." And then what happens? He saves a zebra out of a fence. So I called it Save the Zebra instead of Save the Cat. Because that's what they're doing. They're trying to make him likable. So they have him save a zebra. That's the only thing he does. They introduce him. He likes coins. He saves a zebra. Then he's dead. So, okay. So hopefully I made that video long enough so nobody watches it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.